Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. We're gonna do a fun video today. I've got some new makeup products here in front of me that I recently picked up from Ulta Beauty. A random array of things. I have some high-end, I've got some drugstore. Some of these are products I've never heard people talk about before. So far, I will already give you guys a little spoiler. Some of these were major hits. Some of them not so much. We'll get into it all in this video, but before we do, a very special welcome to any of you that are new visitors here. Thank you for stopping by. I hope that you enjoy this video. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel before you leave and make sure that your notifications are turned on. And with that said, let's get right into the makeup. Okay, so I do have a new primer that we're going to try together, but I want to start off with a little confession. I've actually tried these products before. I attempted to film this video a few days ago with the camera, the new camera that I had that I actually ended up sending back because I wasn't happy with it. So I have a little bit more insight than I would have if this was like a technical first impression video. So we're going to try out this right here. This is from the brand Live Tinted, is their Hue Glow. I had my eye on this a couple of rounds of the 21 Days of Beauty sale ago. I want to say it was like a year and a half ago. It had really good reviews. I was kind of looking at this as like a primer. I will say though, guys, I did try it as an all over primer the first time I tried this in the video that you will not see now. It did not look very good that way. This is very, very sparkly, like luminous. I mean, very intense. Too intense to be used all over. So I'll probably try it out more strategically today. So here it is on the back of my hand. It is also quite oily feeling, much more of an oily feeling base than something more gel-like as like the Say Glowy Super Gel or the Physicians Formula that I like so much. It definitely feels a little bit on the greasy side. So I don't know. I'm kind of surprised by the glowing reviews that this got because of that, because I have a hard time believing that someone would want something this greasy on their skin. I think it would be really pretty on like your shoulder blades in the summertime. It does have a very pretty sheen to it, but today we're going to try it just on the high points of my face rather than as an all over primer. I'm also suspecting that that might be what caused this little tiny, it looks bigger than it actually is. I have this little breakout right here, kind of like a clogged pore that I tried to mess with, and then it turned into this situation right here that may have been from this, because I think this is the only newer thing that I've tried, but I guess we'll find out after we try it again today. So let me just add a little bit of this on the back of my hand, and I think I'm just gonna apply this with my fingers. So I did just apply some moisturizer. We're just gonna kind of put this on high points of my cheeks, maybe a little bit on my brow bone, kind of up around my brow right here. Yeah, it definitely feels quite greasy, which is not something I enjoy, and I have dry skin, so I don't know. If you guys tried this, what did you use it for? How did you like it? I know that's probably not gonna do a whole lot. I'll be honest, this is a bit of a regret for me. I just don't think this is really gonna be a product that works for me, which is unfortunate because I think it was the most expensive thing in my order, but that's all right. You win some, you lose some. Let's do foundation next. I'm gonna do a little concoction today. We're gonna use my Airbrush Flawless Foundation and mix it with my IT Cosmetics CC Cream Nude Glow. I don't really like this stuff all on its own. I feel like it doesn't have quite high enough coverage, but I actually like it with the Charlotte Tilbury. I have tried this a couple of times. Honestly, I feel like the Charlotte Tilbury, you could combine with just about anything and it would work really well because it has such high coverage. And today we're just gonna apply that with a brush. Hopefully shade match wise, this will be suitable for me. This is a very inconvenient place to have a spot like that though, because it is kind of raised, and that's like right where my highlighter ends. We know we can't skip a highlighter. That would just be blasphemous for me. Shade match looks pretty good. I probably will take a sponge and kind of blend in around the edges, because this is a pretty cakey foundation. It's a heavy foundation, so you really want to make sure the edges are all blended out. I'm just gonna rub this around the edges. Take a tiny bit of concealer. We're gonna use my Forever Skin. Just a little bit under my eyes. This is the shade 1W. It's a little bit light for me, but we're just gonna make it work. That's okay. I don't really have much to conceal on the perimeter. That foundation alone does a pretty good job of covering most of the spots around the outside of my face. Just use this next to my eyes. Cover the redness around my nose. By the way, I was watching like a live stream of something a couple of days ago, and I heard someone, they were kind of talking about like diet, and I have no idea if this is true, but one of the guys on there was talking about sugar, consuming sugar, that it can make your nose run. I have a perpetually runny nose, especially I notice it when I'm filming YouTube videos. It's not that it's running heavily, but it's always just a little bit and it bothers me. Anyways, a light bulb went off and I just thought to myself, maybe that's what's causing my runny nose is the sugar that I ate, because I'm a bit of a sugar addict. I like pose as a health nut. I love to exercise. I occasionally like to try and eat really healthy, but I can't give up sugar. It's one of those things I wish I could do it, sort of, but I also kind of don't because I love it so much. Maybe in January. Okay, let's add a little bit of powder. I'm just gonna take some of my Rimmel Stay Matte. We're gonna cover the eyelids with that, center of the forehead, and then just kind of tap it on my cheeks lightly. Okay, let's finish off my brows before we go on to the rest of my cheeks. I'm just gonna take a little bit of my Brow Freeze from ABH. I'm gonna run just a tiny bit of this on my fingers, kind of press it into the brow hairs. Then I'm gonna take a spoolie. We'll take this one on my little Sephora brush here, brush it up right, and then I'm just gonna use my Sydney Grace brow palette. One of the best 2021 items for me. This and the Lawless Gloss were probably my two like standout, most used new makeup tries from last year. So as we're kind of going through and applying things, I didn't do a gift idea video this year and I'm kind of out of time. I mean, Christmas is in like 5 days. So I thought I'd kind of talk through a couple of ideas for last minute makeup Christmas gifts for you guys in case you are desperate for something. I've mentioned these in videos in years past, so that's part of the reason why I didn't feel like I needed to do one. But if I was looking for a last minute Christmas gift for someone, I generally like to gift higher end makeup. I don't know why that is. You certainly could gift something drugstore. But if I wanted to gift something high end, I like to gift eyeshadow palettes or highlighters. I feel like those are things that would work for a lot of different people. For eyeshadow palettes, I like to gift the 5-pan Natasha Denona palettes. Also, the Kaja Trios are fantastic little gifts. You can buy both of those at Sephora. And the Nabla Cutie palettes, which I don't think they have those in store at Ulta Beauty, so you might be running out of time to get those in the mail in time. Okay, let's move on to the cheeks. Let's finish off with the cheeks. I don't have a new bronzer. I'm just gonna use one I have here on my desk. This is the NARS Original Laguna bronzer. Let's just pop a little bit of this on. Warm up the cheeks with this. So bummed that NARS changed their packaging because now it's so obvious that mine is old. Plus I kind of like the old classic NARS packaging. I'm pretty sure now it's like a gold, there's like a gold rim around it. By the way, I'm sorry if it gets a little bit loud. Charlie and her new BFF are here playing behind me. So for highlighter, I have 2 new highlighters. I'm gonna show them both to you guys and we'll just use one of them. First off, the Essence the highlighter in the shade 03 Staggering. I have shade 01. I've now tried them both. I still like the shade 01 better, but if that one was a little bit too bright and icy for you, this one is a little bit more subdued. It's still a nice formula. It's a nice color. It's just not quite as intense as my other one is, which I love so much, but we're gonna use this one today. Actually, before we use that, let me show you the other one that I picked up. This one is from JCat Beauty. This is their You Glow Girl in the shade Solstice Beam. This is actually a near perfect dupe for Precious Petals from Wet n Wild. If you guys have ever seen that highlighter before, it's kind of like a champagne peach with a strong gold shift to it. Ooh, still have that greasy stuff on the back of my hand. So here's a little swatch of it right there. This is one of those colors that if you have very fair skin, it's probably gonna be too dark for you. I can get away with wearing it. I think it'd be better for my skin when I'm in the summertime. I'm not in this like in between fair and a little bit tanned phase that I'm in right now. I can get this color to work for me right now, but come January, February, maybe not so much. But I do love the shade. It seems like a really nice formula. The packaging is really pretty, although I have a feeling this hinge is probably gonna break. Drugstore makeup, that's the name of the game. We're gonna use this one today. Again, this is the shade 03 Staggering. Let me just give it a little, why don't I compare these two side by side so you guys can kind of hopefully see them. You guys see this one's just a little bit more golden. Has a little bit more reflect to it too. I'd say this one's a little bit more intense. This one's more of a subtle sheen. So let's give this one a try on the cheeks. It is still very pretty. I really do like this formula. Try and steer clear of this little guy right here. Oh boy. That might be near impossible. That's okay. Now for a new blush that I wanted to show you guys. I don't think I've heard anybody talk about this blush before. This is from Nabla. It is their 2 Reasons Lightweight Cream Color and Glassy Balm like blush lip combo. This is so pretty. The packaging is so pretty. I have used this a few times already, as you will see as I open it. Now, you basically get in here a cream blush, and then this product right here that is kind of like, it's quite translucent. It's more of like a lip balm. I'll be honest, guys, I'm not like over the moon about this product right here. I mean, you can use it on your lips, and it feels like a nice balm, but this is just not something I would likely pull out and use as a lip balm. I don't like the finger lip balms all that much, even though it feels nice. However, this cream blush is stunning. I have been using this a lot over the last 4 or 5 days since I opened this up. It is such a pretty color, such a nice formula. I hesitate to recommend this whole thing when I only like half the product inside, but I really do love this color. By the way, this is the color Touch My Soul. So let's try a little bit of this out. I just like to take a small kind of flat top brush. This is my Alter Ego number 4. And I tap it in there and then just lightly tap it on the cheeks. This is the perfect wintertime kind of like red based blush. It just looks so healthy on your cheeks. I don't know, I love colors like this. Maybe if I put enough blush on this side, it'll make that little spot disappear. If I kind of over apply, probably not a good idea. But I'd almost rather over apply and then blend it out than not apply enough. So I'm just gonna go back on top with this little sponge right here and kind of tap it in, pull off the excess, make sure it looks nice and natural. Look how pretty that color is, you guys. Isn't that beautiful? Love that. Okay, let's move on to the eyes. Now, I do have a couple of new things for the eyes. First off, this little thing right here, kind of a random thing I picked up. I was thinking this might be kind of a hybrid eyeshadow or a highlighter. It's tiny. Now, when I looked at this on Ulta's website, the picture, which I knew was going to be not actual size, still it surprised me how tiny this was when I got it out of my box. It is super tiny. It's a loose shadow. This is the Shine Your Day Shimmery Powder in the shade Crystal Sand. It's very pretty. I don't know why I picked this up. Honestly, loose shadows and me, as fun as they can be, they're just so messy that I find myself putting them in a box and then never reaching for them again, regardless of how pretty they are. But I'll give you guys a little swatch. It's very pretty. I don't know, I kind of feel like it's a color that just about any eyeshadow palette would probably have something similar to this inside. So I have a feeling this is going to end up somewhere and I'll never use it again. Maybe we'll put a little bit of this on the inner corner today. I did, however, pick up the Coastal Lights palette from Flower Beauty. She has a couple more of these 6-pan palettes on Ulta's website. This is the one I went with. I'm very happy that I did. I've used this a few times since getting it and it is stunning. I love these palettes. The Flower Beauty kind of cream metallic formula is so lovely and nice. I'm going to insert a close-up of the palette for you guys right here along with the swatches. Now these are all shimmers, so we're not only going to use this today, we're going to dip into something I already have. We'll probably go into the Lawless palette to kind of supplement with, but we'll probably use these 2 taupes. Before we dip into that, I just want to kind of start off building some base colors with my Dreamy Dozen palette from Lawless. I'm going to take this brush right here. This is from an old Omnia Royal Lang. I actually love these brushes. This is a really good blending brush. Started using it again more recently and kind of got forgotten there for a while. So I'm going to dip into these 2 shades. Give me kind of like a cooler tone base and just start in the outer corner, work my way in. I just love blending brushes that are large and kind of pointy like that. I feel like it makes them very versatile. Just gonna really kind of blur this out, go under the lash line just a little bit. And then I'm going to take just a little bit more of this dark color, like the more purpley color down there, build up a tiny bit in the crease. For that, let's take my Sydney Gray smaller blending brush. Actually, let's do a mix of this purple and this cooler brown right there and just put it right along the lash line and feather it up into the outer corner just to deepen up that outer corner a little bit. Very quick, very simple. Now let's jump over to the Coastal Lights palette. We're going to take the darker silver right here. We're going to pop that on the center, kind of between the center and the outer half of the lid. This stuff is so pigmented, you guys. I did not need that much on my finger. I'm gonna smudge out that inner edge. We'll be overlapping that with the lighter shade. There we go. And now I was thinking about taking the pink. I actually want to take this silver Just feel like these colors go so well together, and it will match my shirt and my jewelry, which always looks good. So I've actually worn this look a few times since getting this palette. It is so nice. Okay, so eyes are finished. Now we're gonna try out this product. This is the J-Cat Cake Liner. Have you guys heard of cake liners before? Apparently they've been around for a while. I've never heard of something called the cake liner. From what I have tried this already, but from what I've read and what I've tried, this is basically like a powder liner that you can wet and kind of turn into an almost gel liner, but it's not quite as creamy and rich as a traditional gel liner. I'll be honest, I prefer a gel liner. This one just can't, it takes too long to get it to a very opaque pigmented black shade, but it is long wearing. And it's pretty easy to use. It just takes a little bit longer. I do like the packaging. It comes with this little nice brush in the top that's very, very thin. Do you guys see how pinched and tiny that is? I just don't know that this is something that could replace my black gel liner when I'm wanting to do a wing. So I just wet the tip of the brush, and then you just dip into the powder inside the little pot. I do think this stuff was pretty cheap. I want to say it was under $10. I will link all this stuff for you guys down below, but let's give this a quick try. All right, so there's the finished liner. It's not bad. It's pretty pigmented. It's just not quite as like dark and inky and rich as a true gel liner is. I would not recommend it. I just don't know that I love it. I'm just gonna curl my lashes really quickly, put on a couple coats of my e.l.f. Lash and Roll, then we will come back and finish off with the lips. And here we have the finished eyes with mascara. Very pretty look. I love the silver lid. Not something I do enough. I love the warm crease and the kind of cool silver lid. I think it's so pretty. Okay, let's finish off with the lips. I have two new things. One of these I've owned before, but I ran out, so I bought another one. And then something brand new we're gonna try. First off, my Juvia's Place lip liner in the shade Lush. This is not a long wearing lip liner, which I normally don't tolerate, but I love this shade of lip liner so much that I give this one a pass. I just swatch it on the back of my hand for you guys. It's the perfect kind of cooler tone nude shade. I absolutely love it. So we're just gonna overline a little bit with this. Okay, and very last thing, this is a lip balm from J-Cat Beauty. This is their Dew Glow Lip Hydrator. It just says Dew Hydrate on the bottom. This might just come in one shade, I can't remember, but here it is right here. It's basically just like a lightly tinted lip balm. It's very nice. Probably a good one to throw in your purse, assuming that the lid stays on. Well, it seems pretty secure. I always worry about drugstore lip balms that have the lids like this, because sometimes they come off in your purse and then it's disastrous when that happens. But there it is, very pretty, very nice and pink, not overly pigmented. Let me actually swatch on the back of my hand. I feel like the lip liner underneath kind of makes it hard to tell how opaque this is. So there it is right there, relatively sheer, very nice, not sticky at all. Very balmy feeling. And this is it, you guys. This is the finished makeup look. Let's just quickly go over some of the things that really worked for me and the things that didn't. Definitely the top two things I would say are gonna be the Coastal Lights palette. Love how this looks on the eyes. These perform so well. And also the Nabla blush. Not the balm in here, but the blush. I'm in love with this blush, you guys. It's such a beautiful color. I just can't sing its praises enough. It's kind of berry toned, but it's kind of warm and rusty. Oh, I just love it. I think it's so pretty and natural looking on the cheeks. I feel like it's warm enough that you could wear it with like warmer toned, but pink enough that you could wear it with more cool tones, kind of like I am today. It's beautiful. I actually really love that formula. What I would have loved to see in this specific thing, rather than the lip balm that's kind of clear right here, it's just another shade of blush. And then that would be amazing. I would love this so much if that was the case, but that's okay. I think I've had it for a week now. I've been using it a ton, and I imagine this is gonna stay on my desk for quite a long time after today. Other than that, I'm happy with the highlighter so far. I like the lip balm. I don't love the cake liner. I bet that's something that will kind of be pushed aside. I probably won't use a lot. I prefer just a regular gel liner if I'm doing a wing liner like this. And the Hue Glow. This is probably something that sadly, I don't think I'm gonna get a lot of use out of. If I was like a beach goer in the summertime, and I did stuff like this, which I really don't. Like, I don't put highlighter on before I go to the beach or to the pool. I really don't put makeup on at all when I go into the pool. So, but if you like to glam up before you go to the beach or the pool, this would be a really nice product for that, because it does look really good on like bare skin. Or if you are younger and you have really good skin, you just don't need a lot of coverage, and you can throw something kind of greasy and oily and beautiful on your skin. I feel like this would have looked really nice on me back in my 20s. Not so much now. I don't know that I'll get a whole lot of use out of this, but we'll see. I'll keep playing with it. Maybe I'll try it as an over the foundation kind of highlighter. I don't foresee that that's something I'm gonna really love because of how kind of oily based this feels, but I will keep playing with it and let you know if something changes. Right now, I would kind of not recommend it though. But that is going to do it for today. If you guys have any thoughts on any of these makeup products that maybe you have tried, whether they work for you or not, let us know down in the comments below. Hope that you guys are doing well. Merry Christmas. We are just a couple of days away. I do have one more video coming your way before Christmas. That will be my year-end eyeshadow video, so keep an eye out for that. And I think next week, between Christmas and New Year's, I want to do kind of a bonus miscellaneous favorites from the year. So I'm talking like hair care. I've got some lotions that I've really been loving. Just some miscellaneous beauty products that I really love throughout the year that often don't get mentioned very much. So we will do that next week as well. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope that you are all doing well. Let me give you one final reminder. If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to do that before you leave, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. And then we will be into the new year, 2024. I feel like it's gonna be kind of nuts. Let's be honest. The world's going crazy right now, but let's hope that we survive and it's gonna be nice and we can just talk about makeup and pretend like the world's not burning all around us. I'm kidding, but I'm not. Also, drinking Diet Coke right now. Seriously guys, my eating habits right now are trash. I'm waiting for January to clean things up a little bit, and they desperately need to be. 2 or 3 more? Okay. Okay,
We both had 2 each.
Okay, you have 2 more. And then I'll come get you something else.